What's good, YouTube, man? It's your boy 12 Gauge 365, man. And I'm back at y'all with another video. I know I have not been posting nothing about Auburn for the past couple of weeks, but like I said, I just wanted to kind of just sit and chill to kind of let the see, like kind of wait to see how the week was gonna play out from the Oklahoma game to the Texas A&M game. I tried to be I tried to be very partial to what was gonna happen, even though I knew what was gonna happen. Like I kind of like called it in the first couple of videos that I did. I kind of knew what was gonna happen. So, like I said, I just wanted to kind of sit back, chill, let those weeks play out before I said anything else about it. But I kind of got carried away with kind of shooting content and stuff like. So I got like a lot of stuff that I'm planning on just posting soon. A lot of video game content. Like I said, like I just got like a lot of stuff I'm planning on dropping. But I kind of got lost in the sauce with that a little bit and didn't say nothing about Auburn, what was going on with Auburn to really like comment on it for real like that. So I just wanted to make sure that I definitely got to that before this game, before I talked about the Georgia game. Tomorrow is Saturday, man. We got Auburn, we got Georgia coming to Auburn. So it's gonna be a real big game, man, to kind of see, man. Auburn coming off of a bye week, coming off of 2 straight losses, man. So we just kind of everybody trying to kind of anxious to see what's gonna go on tomorrow. But I did have a quick couple of bullet points that I did want to talk about before we get to it. Like I said, man, everybody kind of knows what happens with the Oklahoma game and the Texas A&M game. Oklahoma, like we kind of got screwed over with 2 big plays by the ref, as far as the fumble that got returned for a touchdown, and then the excuse me, and then the play where they acted like the wide receiver was about to sub out on the field, and then they kind of called Auburn slipping. That was kind of an illegal play, and the refs kind of addressed everything after the game, but it was kind of like too late at that point. Those 2 were very crucial touchdowns. You take those 2 plays and you reverse the outcomes of those plays, and Auburn probably wins those games, even though we are coming off of 2 losses. They're not bad losses. They were winnable games. Both of those were winnable games, and I do think this Georgia game is a winnable game, especially coming off of a bye week. Auburn's only a 3-point underdog. This can kind of be a trap game for Georgia, kind of like how the Tennessee game was supposed to be. And, like I said, man, it can happen. Weird things happen in the Plains, man. Anytime y'all play Auburn at home, everybody knows that weird stuff does happen. Weird things will happen. So, it's kind of one of those weird things, man. You never know what's going to happen. Auburn is only a 3.5-point underdog. So like I said, man, it all depends on if they fix whatever issues that they had. If they fix the issues that they had within this bye week. It's Auburn, so it's only up to. I don't know, man. It's really only up to speculation as far as if they did fix those issues. I'm kind of leaning on the edge of like they might come out how they've been coming out these past couple of weeks, and this can just probably be another game that Kirby Smart is Kirby Smart, so we all know who he is. So it's kind of like I'm expecting Georgia's team to come out disciplined, a lot more disciplined than Auburn will. But there are a few things I do want to talk about that Auburn can use to their advantage. So one of the main things I want to talk about is that Georgia only has 7 sacks this year. They only have 7 sacks this year, and their pass rush hasn't been that great. So that is something that Auburn can exploit. But on the flip side to that, because one of the things is like there's always a kind of like it's always going to be 2 sides of a coin. So Georgia only has 7 sacks this year, but Auburn has given up 21 sacks. That's the most I think that's the most in college football right now. So, and one of the main reasons why they do have so many, they have given up so many sacks is because Jackson Arnold just sits and he holds on to the ball and he doesn't let that thing go. Man, he's going to have to get those quick passes off. Like, you got to get those passes, those 20-yard passes. I think they've only had like 9 plays go over 20 yards passing. So it's kind of one of those things to where, like, if you can't pull off those type of plays versus Georgia, it's already kind of a done deal, with that. it's pretty much a done deal. You know what I'm saying? Like there's Georgia's going to be they have players that you can't exploit, especially with Auburn having the wide receiver room that they do. I think Auburn has a much better wide receiver room than Georgia. Like I still think we have the best wide receiver room in the SEC, probably in college football right now. So Cam Coleman is a matchup nightmare for anybody. So I feel like there's plays that we can get those. We can get those plays off. And like I said, like if that's something that they've been working on during this bye week and figuring out how to get Jackson on a more comfortable and trusting his teammates and trusting who he has on the outside, it could be a situation where Auburn can't catch Georgia slipping, man. I can see this being a game where Auburn is up 14-0 going into the second quarter or the second half. I think Auburn can catch Georgia slipping those couple of, I feel like they can catch them slipping one or two times to where they can be up by one or two touchdowns before the second quarter even starts. Like it can kind of be one of those games. But I feel like Auburn really has to exploit those matchups. But the problem is that, like I said, with the 21 sacks that Auburn has given up this year, man, it's because of the offensive line is not doing their job, brother. They're not doing their job as far as pass protection goes, and they're not disciplined enough to not jump off sides, not having those silly false starts penalties, the holding penalties. Every time we do get a big play, somebody's getting caught holding. Chaplin, I think number 65, like he was horrible. Hugh tried to talk some sense into him and even threatened to take him out of the game, but like even that still didn't work. He still came out in the Texas A&M game, false starts here, holding calls there. It's kind of crazy. So it's one of those things to where if they haven't fixed that, then there's nothing. The bye week means nothing if you come out the same way that you've been coming out. Like, it worked against Baylor, you know what I'm saying? It worked against Ball State. It worked against South Alabama because these are teams that you're supposed to run over anyway. And you didn't even run over those two. You didn't even run over those teams really like you were supposed to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think they ran over South Alabama like they were supposed to. That game was too close for comfort, if you ask me. And like I said, like I felt like that was like a prequel to what was going to happen in the Oklahoma game, and you pretty much saw what happened. And the thing that I think about the Georgia and the Oklahoma game is I think those two quarterbacks kind of played the same way. John Mateer and Gunnar Stockton, like they're both quarterbacks that they can damage you in the passing game and they can damage you on the run game. Jackson Arnold has only shown that he can damage you with the run game because, that's pretty much he's pretty much a one-trick pony right now. And everybody can kind of see it and everybody can kind of call it out. Oklahoma exploited that to the highest degree, and they pretty much killed his confidence. You know what I'm saying? It's Texas A&M, the same thing. And Georgia can probably do the same thing. Like I said, their pass rush hasn't been that good this year. But I don't think Auburn has the offensive line to be disciplined enough to really make that work to their advantage. So I'm really hoping that I'm wrong about that. But I've seen this play out so many times, especially with these Auburn and Georgia games. Like, I've seen it happen, but like I said, man, Auburn's coming off of 2 straight losses. They're coming off of a bye week, and they have this game at home. Georgia has to come in there. Georgia has to come to their backyard, and everybody knows the Plain is not an easy place to play in, especially when them fans get to cheering and the fans get to going and the stadium gets loud and you feel like you can't hear nothing around you. Like, that does take effect. That does play a factor. So I feel like Auburn has a lot of intangible advantages that can work to their favor, but I don't think the tangibles in this game are really going to make that much of a difference. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I said, I feel like I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong about this, but I still feel like the offensive line is not going to do their job. They just giving up too many sacks this year already, and I don't see Georgia being any different. I just feel like accuracy and QB protection is probably going to be one of the main things that is going to help Auburn in this game, man, and none of those silly penalties. You know what I'm saying? If Jackson Arnold can be confident enough to get the ball off quickly, then I feel like we might have a chance. But it's weird because even when he does throw the ball, like, exactly who he's throwing it to, because every time he hikes the ball, his head is directly going to the person he looks through. Like, you hardly ever see him go through any kind of progressions. And when he does go through those progressions, he gets so freaking caught up in the moment that he just holds on to the ball and then he ends up getting a sack. So even when the offensive line does show that they can protect him a little bit, like he doesn't do nothing with it. It'll pretty much depend on if Jackson Arnold is mature enough to exploit those matchups. if he'll be able to see him, if he can be composed enough to see these matchups to be able to exploit them. Because they will be there. They will definitely be there, but I just don't think he's going to be able to see him. He doesn't have good QB vision. He does have good runner vision, but I feel like him running is too easy to stop these days. I mean, he's going to scramble like 4 to 5 times a game. Like he's going to scramble, but I feel like Texas A&M and Oklahoma, like they wasn't going for it, and I think Georgia's kind of going to be the same way. They're not going to really go for it. So he's going to have to find other ways to improvise and other ways to win the game. Georgia does have a few injuries on their offensive line, and I feel like, you know, in the trenches, the defense can win some of those matchups and some of those battles, but it's going to depend on how well the offense plays, because the defense can only do so much. They can do their job, but if the defense can't always win a game for Auburn, and it's been too many times to where the offense is not playing up to the level of the defense. I mean, I feel like Hugh just doesn't. I just feel like Hugh doesn't. I feel like Hugh tries to call the right plays, and I feel like I feel like the vision is there as far as Hugh goes. Like I feel like they come up with a good game plan, but I don't feel like they have a quarterback that can fully execute that game plan or not. Man, I don't think Jackson Arnold is going to be the guy. Like I said, I still feel like there's a silver lining, even with the 2 losses that we coming off of. Like I said, those weren't bad losses. Like, I mean, I feel like they were bad losses, especially the Oklahoma one, just because of how the refs played us. But up into the last couple of possessions, like those games were winnable. So I don't consider them bad losses. But I do think that you know, just the offensive line just always tends to fail us. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always these silly penalties, these silly false start calls, and these silly holding penalties every time we do get a good game. Every time we do pass for a big play, because we don't have a lot of those. We don't have a lot of big pass plays happening. If we're going to win the game, it's mostly being ran. It's mostly from the run game. And the thing is like we do have to commit to the run, and we have to stay out of those 3rd and long situations. Like we find ourselves in those situations because we have those 2nd down freaking holding calls to where we're either 1st and 20 or 2nd and 20, and then we're in these 3rd and long situations to where Jackson Arnold has to improvise. So I don't really want to put everything on Hugh Freeze and Jackson Arnold. A lot of the problems can be attributed to the offensive line. Like, just I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what's going on. I'm just hoping that the bye week has served them well, and I hope that serves us well as Auburn fans, that we get a decent game out of this on Saturday, because I feel like Auburn will make it a decent game. But man, we'll just have to see how it plays out, man. It ain't really too much I can say about the game without sounding like I'm rambling. But yeah, man, we'll keep watch of that. And I also got some more videos that I do plan on dropping soon, man. I think my last video was the Marvel Zombies review. I will be doing a top 5. I'll be doing a top 5 review of my favorite zombie movies. I can't wait to do that video, because I got a lot of zombie movies in my bag. I got a lot in my bag that I want to show y'all, that y'all may or may not seen before, man. You know, some of y'all probably have if you're a zombie fanatic, just like I am. We'll, you know what I'm saying, we'll have a lot of common movies in our top 5 then. And I will be doing a video of my home defense shotgun. I got a lot of people asking me about my shotgun that I posted a few months ago. And it's got a lot of attachments on there that I just want to explain, because a lot of people have been asking me about it. So that's going to be coming next, probably within the next couple of videos. I got a lot of videos that I plan that I just got to like kind of go through and edit, you know, in the process of that. But just keep a watch of that, man. Got more videos coming soon, man. So holla at y'all, man. So yeah, man. Next time, I also might be doing some UFC picks too as well. Like UFC, we got a couple of heavyweights competing this Saturday. Yeah, so I will be doing a couple of picks for those heavyweight fights. Yeah, man, it's because everybody knows the UFC heavyweight division is kind of watered down right now. So yeah, I'll be doing some picks on those 2. Those 3, I think it's 3 of them competing. So I'll be doing a pick on those 3. So yeah, man, just kind of keep watching that, man. So yeah, man, I got a lot more planning on coming. So yeah, man, y'all just stay safe, stay blessed, and stay dangerous. 12 gauge out. See y'all on the next one.